Oh, the other one's here. Oh my god.
Hello.
Hi, Rathana. How are you?
Oh
Mm.
boy.
The overthinking happened.
Here we
We
go.
are in danger.
We're
My
gonna
what?
do our damnedest.
I don't
I
know
have
what that
I
is.
have my opiate cap on right now. I hope you're okay with that.
I'm about to sneeze. I'm gonna mute.
You mean the week before that? I mean,
Um,
the week before that, you know?
we went.
The thing that happened
To,
3 weeks ago?
we went
You
to the Adventurers Guild to turn in the bounty that we had finished, and Marian Seekers schemed to place lanterns in more hilarious situations. We spoke to. mm,
I don't remember their name, but there was a adventurer that was not very happy with the lantern situation.
And then Seeker
They
got
blame.
got him got him in trouble by putting a lantern doodle in his pocket.
Oh
And
yeah.
and then his friend threatened to kill us if he found out we were involved in it.
And we met our new party member, Zale.
Ah, threat that.
And now, what are we doing now?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember. It's been 3 weeks.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Everybody was a cheetah. Uh,
Maria walks over to the table and takes a seat if chairs are available.
Seeker sits next to Maria,
I'll sit at the table.
little legs kicking because they're short.
I don't fit in the chair because I'm probably too big.
I love the size disparity. It's very funny.
Zale picks an open chair, seemingly at random.
Watch.
I see.
Zale kind of, I don't want to say almost timidly, just raises his hand. Yes, we allowed to ask particular questions about this? I have a few I've thought of. Of course, understandable. Why is the bomb threat not credible enough for the local authorities?
Why does a theater have so much security? Hmm.
I regret to say they're likely considered the most important people, so they have the most guarantees of their safety. Tell me about it. Yes. Once we get there, do you have any leads for us? Anything we can go off of? Particular locations, persons of interest? I suppose it would be the actors who's trying to make a show. As crass and violent as it may be.
I think any questions I would have would probably be better answered by the theater staff.
If the authorities didn't pick up on this investigation, who came to you with this?
Producer?
Wonderful.
Sounds lovely.
I'd imagine we'd be taking our payments in coin, but a show will do just fine for me. Even better.
I'm trying to load into Forge.
Neato.
Does the Mask of Comedy look like a laughing face, or? Okay.
Have you seen the comedy and tragedy faces? They're
Yeah.
particular. Yeah, those.
Okay.
Maria shakes their hand.
I also shake the hand.
I reach my little paw.
Hello.
Zolly will. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Zolly will shake it, saying, "Well, we may be down for introductions, but it seems we're sticking with the mystery theme. Regardless, it's a pleasure."
Oh, this thing? She removes the mask briefly. It's something I tend to wear around mostly for show. You have to create an air of mystique with these kinds of shows. The nobles love it when you seem mysterious, intimidating, suspicious.
Theatrical, even.
Yes, exactly.
Theater isn't about just some show that you watch, it's about a whole experience, right? The actors themselves are playing a part of a larger whole that the audience may not be able to see just yet.
Quite right. I'm glad you understand.
Well, I'm not sure I understand yet. A lot of the roles and players have yet to be revealed. The motives, we're dying to figure those out. Hopefully not literally, but
Well, this particular show is calling in people from all around the world as far as actors and audience members.
kinds different from the nobles they usually serve.
Yes and no. There'll be royalty from other kingdoms coming to watch this play. It's pretty neat.
Royalty, that would make whatever threat this poses even more dire.
I'm glad you understand my perspective on this matter. If having to throw out a few extra coins to the Adventurers Guild to make sure that this is just a bit more safe is what's necessary. I can always spin that as our theater taking the utmost precautions, going well above and beyond what would be required in any other place. Profitable. So then, I will be offering you a chance to talk to the actors who come from out of town, shall we say. The ones our theater has not had the time to regulate, to investigate, check their backgrounds and whatnot.
Naturally, they'll be the most obvious risk.
Mm,
Do you know any reason why someone would want to threaten or damage the theater or harm the people that work here?
I could think of at least 3.
Well, it's difficult to speculate just because there are so many. Causing an international incident would make our kingdom look incredibly bad and reflect very poorly on the king and queen. So, if you're looking to embarrass our monarchs, that is probably one of the easiest tickets to it. A competing company would also be well in their would also do well to exploit this kind of opportunity. Some people like to cause general chaos and mayhem. There are also otherworldly causes, of course. It's a number of different possibilities. Honestly, I wasn't even that inclined to believe that anything unusual was going to happen, even with the threat.
Yes, we heard that the authorities also thought that not much was going to happen.
However, I was convinced that we may have something to be concerned about when I heard the threat repeated again by a seer from abroad.
A seer, as in a fortune teller?
Yes, he sees visions of the future.
Hmm. Interesting.
She is admittedly a very strange creature herself, completely unlike anything that you've ever seen here. And it made me want to take her word with a bit more weight than I normally might for anyone else.
Do the authorities normally take the visions of seers seriously?
No, and that is holding true here. Personally, I didn't even threat. Personally, I didn't too much mention the prophecies of this year. I just showed the bomb threat.
Are these seers not seen as reliable?
Sometimes their prophecies can be a bit obtuse and left to chance.
I see.
Honestly, a lot of members of our kingdom aren't terribly a fan of prophecies.
Could you elaborate on that? Are they scared of the future, scared of chance, or just very skeptical?
Well, prophecies tend to kind of be a pain. They use really obscure wording. You never know exactly what's going to happen. Um, And sometimes you can come to completely mutually exclusive interpretations of them. Unreliable.
I see. Uh, Sorry for the tangent, it's just something I was interested in.
No, it's completely understandable. As adventurers, you definitely need to be exposed to to both sides of prophecies. You have no idea how many adventurers have come to me. Well, I've had to hire them rather, um, just to be like, we're part of a great prophecy, and then they don't even know how awful those things tend to be.
Honestly, being part of a prophecy sounds rather annoying, having your fate determined for you.
Yeah, I don't typically recommend it. One minute. Okay, so does any other party member want to ask a question before we transition to the new scene?
Yeah. We were just talking to the owner, right?
The producer, but yeah.
Yeah.
Does Kava have anything to ask? I'm sure they'll be here any second.
Okay.
Not currently.
How do I pin this to the top? Uh,
Okay. Putting on her mask again before she leaves, you are escorted by the Black Dad to the theater. She is, after showing the guards her pass, she escorts you guys through a winding series of corridors, seeming to take at least half an hour somehow, before you finally end up to what you imagine is backstage.
While they're walking, Zale will just kind of note how big it is, I want to say partway into their journey. Never seen a theater this large.
It is quite impressive.
Yes, it's a specially enchanted space. It's said that this has been one of the longest standing theaters in the kingdom, and in fact, that it has a mystical enchantment placed upon it hundreds of years ago. Don't quite know if I buy that, but I absolutely love the mystique. It's great to play into.
Having the title of the oldest theater in the land certainly wouldn't discount that at all. It's a very mystical thing to be the first. Strange thing to think about, really, but excuse me, I'm going off on a tangent again. Do you commonly get threats here? Bomb threats, violent threats, graffiti?
Graffiti, yes. More childish threats, yes. Mom threats, no. This is actually the first one I'm aware of.
If this is the first time something got reported to you so serious, and a seer is backing you up as well, I can understand your need for adventurers such as us.
Yes, well, let's begin with your interviewing process. I won't be alongside you, but I will point you to the particular rooms of the not currently vetted theater members who we've invited.
You've invited some of the other members.
We've invited performers to take part in this particular play. It's meant to show the camaraderie between our kingdoms. So we had to make sure that we sourced out some of the jobs to other kingdoms that we typically haven't worked with. The swamp dwellers, we've had a lot of experience with, and the person they sent over is, well, a regular, someone who's frequented this place. But we've never really had the dragons, the kitsune, the otters, or the dragon perform here.
Is it the first time you've ever had any of them, or just all of them performing at once?
These ones in particular. Some people have, of course, moved to this kingdom and become regulars, but these ones are people who fully intend to go back to their kingdoms after the show. So they aren't residents here, that is to say.
I hate to say, a lot of coincidences are forming here.
Well, the dragon that came here is the seer, and I very much hope that that you see my concerns once you hear her talk on the matter.
Well, I hate to ruin the build-up, but I unfortunately seem to share all of these concerns just based on what you've told me. First time we've had performers coming in from all around the world. First time we've ever had royalty here. First time there's ever been a bomb threat. The Sia, no less, is speaking about it.
Well, it's not to say that it's the first time we've had royalty. We've had a few instances. It's just a rarity that we get royalty from all over the world. It's the draw of this play, though.
Still, a lot of unlikelihoods all merging together. I don't know if you've ever looked at constellations before, but just having stars line themselves up in the sky, it's a very special thing. Something that you need to take notice of, and this is no different.
I'm glad that you at least see the weight of the particular ordeal that's been cast upon my shoulders. So then, shall I leave you to your interviews?
Do any of these people know who else knows about the threat?
The seer is the only one I've told, and law enforcement is aware of it. Some of the higher ups in the theater are. Most of the actors are not.
I see. Might be something important to consider while we're talking to these people. If any one of them is hiding something.
Should we try to keep it secret from the actors if we happen to talk to them?
I will leave that up to your discretion. Seeing as how seeing as how the play will be later on tonight, I don't see that much danger.
How many people know about the threat?
As few as possible.
Mm.
We've done as much as possible to keep it under wraps. If people find out they can gain notoriety by threatening these sorts of things, there will be more threats.
Not only that, imagine the poor actors having to imagine they're going to get blown up performing for the king and queen.
That I wouldn't fear. Our actors are trained, well, actors worldwide are trained to deal with any number of different nuisances of that sort of nature. They're a fearless lot.
Including threats of physical violence.
You would be shocked.
I suppose I would.
Either way, shall I be leaving you then?
Sounds good.
If we, say, get any particular suspicion, how much access do we have to the, how do I say, potentially more restricted areas?
If it's necessary, one of my assistants will take you to whatever areas you can justify needing access to.
All right. Very well.
She takes out her staff, spins it in front of her, and you see her vanish behind it. The staff vanishing a moment later. Don't all say that's cool at once.
Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah.
Alright, I will give you all about a 5-minute break, and we'll get right back to it.
Okay.
Just try to get your heads together and stuff.
You alright?
So how's everyone's day going?
Pretty my sickness is clearing finally. Pretty good.
Have you overthrown any third world governments for adorable little creatures?
Alas, not yet. I'm hoping to overthrow a first world government, but
It's okay, we can't all have our best day every day.
Mm-hmm.
I am okay. Well, I suppose me being me, I was pretty nervous about playing today, but seems to be going fine so far.
I'm glad. Glad to have you.
And I'm surprisingly happy to be here. Like I said, I was really nervous the first few times, and now I seem to be doing okay, so we'll just see how it goes from here.
You got this. I believe in you.
I'm not exactly an investigative journalist, but we'll see how me and by extension Zale can do it mystery solving. Didn't go too well for me last time we did this in a game, but we'll see. To be fair, I was also playing a barbarian back then, so I wouldn't say I was exactly in the best position to be doing investigating, but
Listen, I believe in Dave the Barbarian's ability to become an investigator.
well, unfortunately, it was not Dave the Barbarian.
Oh,
It was Sela the Barbarian.
ooh. Yeah, that's
I
where
don't.
you went wrong.
Yeah, true. My mistake was playing as Jethro's dead sister. That was my mistake. But like, she wasn't dead back then, so it didn't really matter. But I thought it was funny if I just said that instead.
I don't know, I think we should all play as dead people. No idea why. Just one of those weird
Ma-
thoughts.
Aren't we
Well, maybe I'll
playing
get a
the
Donkey then.
Aren't we playing the anti-undead campaign?
Wait, Ananke didn't die. They're still alive.
He died so many times. How many times was it?
Oh, yeah.
I think he
Or
just made you think he was dead.
I swear to God.
Spoilers, it was all a dream.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, oh, that's right. I didn't even notice he wasn't here. Goddamn. That's unfortunate.
Well, who, me?
No,
Well, that's
Thorn.
just how sneaky you are.
Teehee. I am Sneak.
Unfortunately.
I am Fuzzy Brain.
You are so sneaky, you're hidden from everybody, even yourself. You're hidden emotionally. Nobody can really see you for who you are.
It's so true. Not wrong.
Okay, so is everyone good? Everyone all here? Everyone ready to kill whatever enemy I'm about to throw at
Let's
you?
do it.
We're not. We're not. What's the word? We're not interviewing the actors. We're interrogating them.
Intimidation checks. Let's go.
Let's go.
I can stand here and be creepy. I'm very good at that.
Do you
That's
even
my.
have intimidation?
Yes, I do.
God, you
I'm
totally
wearing
do.
a bloody skull on my face, and my creepy, stark white eyes are staring out of it. Look at my
Also,
token. Imagine that little freak thing staring at you.
listen. Slugcats may be cute, but they're also scary as heck.
Yeah. Fear me.
Scary.
Fear me, for I am scary.
So, Hello, when are you going to be playing as Maridon Slugcat?
Oh, you want me to make a new character?
No, we'll just upgrade Seeker.
Also, why a Maridon?
But I like Seeker.
Hey God, I'll show you. Hallow knows because it's in their DMs.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not in my. Well, never mind. Oh,
See how adorable that is?
yeah.
Slugcat.
It looks more like an otter.
What? It doesn't
Slugcats kind of look like otters.
Okay, that's kind of fair.
Well, that is what I
Were we
don't
looking at?
remember.
Where are we looking?
Was it you when we were doing that? I don't know. It was such a long ago conversation that I can't remember who I was talking to, but we were somebody was trying to make like Slugcat things, and I said less cat, more otter, and then it started making stuff that looked more like Slugcats.
That's fair. I'll just post this in the general channel. I stopped for a minute because I just died choking.
Oh, I'm
Please
sorry.
survive.
Yeah, I'll just probably sound a bit awful for a minute.
Oh,
I know the feeling.
Okay.
I don't know if.
The weird
Sorry, go
missile
ahead.
thing in the background's getting me.
The what? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Fair. Hang on a second. Let's just do a bit of magic.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hey, back. We were just
I'm
about to get
front.
started.
I
And then
I
I
got
got a
got
in.
little
trapped.
Oh,
longer than 5 minutes to make my cup of tea.
well, I hope your tea is nice. I'm sorry, I've never had tea before. I don't know what it tastes like. Leaves.
You've never had tea before?
Hot leaf juice.
Never had tea before. I've never had a burrito before. Just a lot of things that people judge me for.
I've
Well,
never
this
watched Star Wars like on purpose.
well,
Oh my
this
god.
is Earl Grey, so it is
Wait, is that the one with Picard?
yes, Picard also likes Earl Grey tea hot.
Oh.
There you go. I fixed it.
No.
Star Trek reference. Earl Grey tea is hot leaf water with citrus oil in it.
Hallow, is it better?
Interesting.
Big, is it better?
It's
There is
better.
there is no Miraiden head missile thing. I didn't think it was necessarily worse for it. Like,
It was a little strange though. Like what the fuck?
I want the
Torpedo meets
Miraiden
Miraidon?
I
It-
don't want the bunny thing. I want the Miraiden head missile. Just that.
Just that as a character. Don't turn Seeker into a Miraidon Sharpedo. Don't do that, dude.
maybe the head could be like a familiar or something. He just kind of floats by you and he goes E.
That's
Okay,
freaky.
so
Sorry, yeah, let's
who are
go.
you seeing first? The fox, the dragon, the dragonfly, or the otter?
Well, out of character, I feel like the otter is the best choice given recent conversations, but I shouldn't be making all the decisions, so.
Perhaps we should save the best for last.
Is the best the otter?
I guess.
I
Maria
don't know.
walks up to the fox. Hello.
No, they're each in their dressing rooms, and she's given you permission to go to each of them separately.
Oh, okay.
You are currently in a
Uh,
hallway.
Maria walks up to the fox's dressing room door and knocks.
Also, I'm hoping I can get each of you to agree on which one you're doing first.
I'm fine with Fox.
Sounds good.
To be clear,
I
you'll
don't
have
have
enough
like a
time to do
strong
all of
opinion.
them.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, sure, we'll go this one first. This works.
Yeah, let's just go with whichever one the two leading are gonna do.
We don't
Well,
really have like any burning leads right now, so it's kind of just
Yeah.
Well,
where do we
I'm
start?
expecting that Kava is going to cast a tie-breaking vote. Let's fucking go. He's having a slow moment.
I'm having a slow day, so it's fine. I'm trying to be Maria, who is assertive and decisive and just kind of does things.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've been sucking the air out of the room the whole game, but oh well.
You're fine.
You're not sucking the air out of anything.
Nah. I feel like a lot of us have just been like letting you talk because we don't have nothing to say. At least that's me. That's me.
We will
though.
make
I have
things to
nothing
say.
honestly. Yeah.
We're gonna solve this mystery and we're gonna save this
Okay.
place from getting fucked up. Let's go.
Had to remember what the push talk was. Honestly, the fox is fine because, we just got to get through them.
Yeah. We start with the fox, the most suspicious of the lot.
So what does the fox say?
What does the fox
I don't know,
say?
Maria. Why don't you tell us?
Nee. Ugh.
Okay, as you enter the fox's room, or as you open the door to the fox's room, you see a fantastical sight before you. It is as if you are walking outdoors. There are many torii that stand proudly above the path that you must walk, the cobblestone path. And you find yourselves eventually arriving at a shrine with lots of tofu, a mirror, and a red and white furred kitsune. Her eyes burn with a fiery passion as she is reciting what you can only imagine to be her lines. Deeply strange lines where she talks to a god about, where she sings to a god her praises for having been created by them.
Zale will wait for her to finish before approaching her, and will kind of gesture for the party to do the same.
Slowly scoots up.
I did not think that I would be entertaining guests. How did you like my performance? Was it the most amazing thing you've ever seen before? I'm quite the star.
Indeed, it was quite the performance.
You must be very talented.
Yes, in fact, that is exactly what landed me this particular job.
I do suppose talent would be the thing getting you in here, and you've shown yourself very capable.
So, we have been hired to, help enhance the security around here. We'd like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Well, I imagine there are a few questions I could not help, that I wouldn't be able to help my adoring fans find an answer to.
Indeed. Thank you for your time. Uh, First question. Are you aware of anyone who would want to prevent the performance tonight or damage the theater?
Oh, I imagine there are many such people. When you are as grandiose as I, there are a number of talentless wretches who absolutely seek to be your downfall.
I
All
think
of,
I need to roll a will save to not roll my eyes.
all of
Do you have any
theaters
particular
constantly
enemies?
well, of course I have enemies. I don't know who they
Yes,
are,
but
but
any particular ones that are especially uh, envious and very extremely bothered or ambitious?
Well, that's a difficult question. You have to understand there are tons of people who come to me every day thinking that I will be their ticket to the big time. That all I have to do is read their little screenplay and they'll make it big right after that. And I've crushed many dreams that way, unfortunately.
Do you know
So,
of anyone in particular you've made extremely upset? More than just the usual? Someone that might seek vengeance?
Not particularly. The last 5 people who tried to assassinate me got taken down by my bodyguards, so can't think of anyone who's still alive.
Or who was the other person? The other person that tried to kill you?
Some of the people who've worked for me don't terribly enjoy my enthusiastic nature and my particularity when it comes to my drinks.
Alright.
so are you the one playing the lead role in the performance tonight?
Why, yes. I am going to be the one who, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but gets to meet the first monarch to ever grace this land. The birth of that entire system, even.
Fair enough. And also, for a lot of this, I would like to roll a sense motive.
Well, you can roll a sense motive for that.
Yeah.
I would also like to roll a sense motive.
Right, I'm having trouble checking that right now, so I need you to fill me in on your rolls. Honor system,
I'll roll.
baby.
21.
Mm,
21.
bonk. 25.
22.
It's hard to see through some of her statements, but you absolutely believe that she believes all of the bombastic things she says about herself.
I mean, you could. Anyone can tell that. Let me put on-
Confidence is important.
Theater kids, fucking conceited.
Good.
Look, she's a theater adult. She's had way more time to hone and refine that skill.
That means it's even worse.
Anyway, are there
So,
any other ways I can help you?
yes, you said you've had several people try to assassinate you at this point, yes?
Absolutely.
Do you see yourself as someone who draws a lot of ire or jealousy from other co-stars who are maybe envious of your position?
No, actually, if there's anyone I've ever gotten along with, it's almost all of the cast that I've ever worked alongside. We share a mission, a vision, an ideal. And there's something about that, a certain sort of solidarity where we can just sense the deepest part of each other's souls as we work towards achieving that shared dream.
Mm. Do
You
you
seem to get
know if
along.
any of
Oh,
the others?
go ahead.
Oh, I was Do you know if any of the others have any enemies or people with vendettas against them?
Unfortunately, that I'm a lot less certain of. Most of these people are complete strangers to me. I only really met them in the past month. So
Ah,
even though we've become very close, I have no idea of who would wish them harm. They seem like the most upstanding of fellows, though. The greatest of idealists.
well enough. Big, you had your question.
No, never mind.
Did you forget it? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just realized it was a question that was already answered earlier. It's fine.
Ah, have you recently had any fans that you've rejected?
Um, Honey, I do that to at least 30 every day. People are always walking up to me and trying to get my autograph and, mention screenplay and all of that jazz, and I simply do not have the time.
Anyone that you remember being particularly odd or out of place? Or that gave you bad vibes, as the kids say?
Maybe reacted a little too strongly.
Well, she seems hesitant to say this, so try to persuade her.
What even is my persuasion shit?
Diplomacy.
I have pretty good diplomacy. I can try.
Diplomancy.
I can be unassuming. I'm just a little guy. Look at me, I'm just a little
Little
guy.
man. The little man. The little guy.
I'm just a little guy.
Just a
I'm not gonna
little
do anything, I'm
silly
just a little
little
guy.
guy. Just a little rat thing.
She looks at Seeker.
Slugcat.
Rat thing.
I hesitate to mention this because I don't really know if I was actually just dreaming, but uh, after rehearsal on a few different nights, well, I was staying at the theater. You see, they have accommodations for the out of kingdom actors, the people who are from a long way off in general. There was this figure. They were wearing robes and a mask, and I just kind of followed them for a while, and they just kind of disappeared. I keep seeing them every few nights, and they're always looking around the stage, looking around the seats for the audience. It's unnerving. Sometimes I've even seen them sitting far, far towards the back. I can feel them there.
Sense motive.
Yes, I shall also.
Same.
Send, please.
Because it doesn't
Oh, man.
hurt. I have a hero point, don't I?
To be clear, sense motive is supposed to be a private role, which I should have
Oh,
enforced.
fuck. I
Yeah, I
Because you
forgot to
said you
sorry.
reinforce
weren't
that.
able to read them. You said
Oh,
you
right,
weren't able
right.
to read the number. So
Oh,
that's why.
fuck.
Oh, my Codium will send them to me.
Okay,
Is
should
she
I
such a
redo
wonderful
that
person? Yeah.
Alright,
Can I
we're
make
gonna
something?
do
I'll
that
make
as
your
written.
other one will count, but this new one won't. So just yeah.
Blind GM roll. Go.
Eh.
Alright, it's just been such a long while, I forgot.
Okay. Each of you are somewhat hesitant when looking at her sudden shakiness and scared frame to trust that the actor, the trained professional, the trained liar in particular, is being honest about this. You don't know if the shaking and the quiver in her voice are real, but she is playing the part very well if they're not.
Why would you
Hmm.
follow a strange figure off into nowhere? That sounds
That
like a good
is,
way to get killed.
yeah, that is very good point, Singer. That does not make any sense.
You said this happened in a dream, didn't you?
I don't know if it was a dream. It all felt real, but the way that they just seemed to disappear and appear at different parts of the theater, I I don't know what to think. And as for why, I just she pauses for a moment. Put yourself in my shoes. Can you really tell me that you wouldn't want to know?
I wouldn't
Well,
just blankly follow some random person that I don't know if they're trying to lead me somewhere to kill me or not.
the difference is that I can defend myself.
I know I can't defend myself, and that if there's a danger, it's unsafe, but there's something entrancing about them. Like I can't get them out of my head.
Did you feel magically compelled at all?
Would they
I
even know that?
I don't know. It's really hard to detect a magical compulsion except under certain conditions. Or so I'm told.
Have you been having any strange dreams by any chance?
Well, to be fair, I don't know if these are dreams or not.
But just in general, have you had any with, with your nights? What have your nights been like?
Um, well, roll diplomacy.
I'm gonna try my best. Do 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 do. Pow 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 pow. You know what? I'm gonna try again. Come on,
Mm,
baby. Oh, even worse. Okay, cool. Nice.
Fuck.
Love it. 11.
Oh.
I don't know if I feel comfortable talking about that.
Hmm. If it's simply just if they're just simply inappropriate, then I will not judge.
Do you
Like,
ever have you ever
have a
woken
worry
up in a
about them
strange
once.
place that you don't remember going to sleep in?
Um, come to think of it,
Amen.
A few nights ago, yeah, I actually. Well, I. This is going to sound really, really strange, but I woke up in the props department a few days ago.
Woke up in the what?
Props
Props
department.
department.
Oh, props. Got it.
Props department.
I heard crops and I was like, that can't be right. Woke up in props
I woke up in the field.
department randomly.
It was admittedly incredibly unnerving, especially because of the nature of the play. A lot of the older architecture tends to have very arcane and occult themes to it, hearkening towards very old and ancient magics. Um, so to wake up in the middle of all of that, well, I thought I was having some sort of nightmare and going to be cursed.
Now roll sense motive on that as well.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I am waiting on my beloved DM to send me those rolls too.
Oh, okay.
I will type that up in secret chat.
Okay, doke.
Rocking like a hurricane. Oh shit. I got a message. Hmm. Oh. Hmm.
All right, secret checkers.
Yep,
Face
do.
bitch.
Okay. Were there any other times, or was that the only one?
That's the only one. But admittedly, when that happened, I saw a doctor about getting on some sleep medication. So,
I would too.
yeah.
Was anybody there when you woke up?
Um, Admittedly, I could have sworn I heard a rustling, but I wasn't in time to see anyone, if anyone had been there at all.
Hmm.
Do you happen to know anybody from the props department?
No, well, all of that is managed by law. I've only talked to the other actors. Well, I guess I've also talked to my stylist, but they seem to be very pleasant. We've had nothing but positive interactions.
So you don't know anyone from the props department or your own forgery of actors who would want to pull some kind of a prank on you?
Yeah, pretty much. Last I heard, all the people from the prop department work for the theater directly. They're people who are pretty heavily vetted and have been working here for a long time.
Hmm.
Mm.
Honestly, if I had to point to something not quite right going on, I'd say there's something really, really strange about that dragon.
Which one?
The one who's working on the play, the one from the Dragonborn Kingdom. Uh, She's not like any of them that I've ever seen. Also, she always seems to be stuck in her own head. Girl acts like she's got a headache half the time. It's really weird vibes.
So when you say she's like no one, none you've ever seen, is there some physical trait that's unique about them?
Well, I mean, technically, I guess it's not gossiping, but like, she has scales all over her body.
Kava will just stare at them
And
blankly, look down for a second, but very briefly before looking back up.
Well, yeah, I just assume you're born somewhere else. She was supposed to be born here. Or so I'm told.
Most of the Dragonborn have fur. Maybe she's a lizard folk?
No,
Well,
she
I'm gonna sense
definitely
motive.
is. No, she's definitely Dragonborn. I have no doubt of that.
well, then I suppose the next question would be whether or not one of her parents has scales.
Can't say. Never met them. Also, send that to me.
Are they racist? I just want to know. They just being racist, or they try to throw
Yeah, I'm kind. I'm kind of wanting to roll sense motive
Yeah.
on this as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so I rolled mine already. It's the newest one.
I have not yet. I was kind of waiting until like the end of the statement to say that I was gonna do that.
Yeah. I just wanted to be specific about what I was gonna, what I was checking. Yeah.
Okay, so you both get the impression that she's being honest, except about the gossiping part. You get the impression she likes to do that more than she wants to let on.
Women.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Wow.
Am I wrong though? Am I wrong? I'm joking. I'm
The
joking.
best cure for the best way to combat racism is with sexism.
So
Exactly.
true.
When you
uh,
said this person was in their own head, did you mean they're not very social? Do they not interact with people?
Like they interact. They have these weird quirks, especially when they're in like a crowded room, and they'll just start like it's really weird. Also, sometimes I see them talking to themselves. I don't know, something's just wonky about them.
But you get along with them, right?
Well, yeah, I mean we have a shared interest and we kind of enjoy each other's company, but they're still a bit on the weird side.
I'm gonna have Zali roll a sense motive on that.
There's gonna be a lot of sense motive rolls.
yeah, you know what? I might as well do it. You
Oh,
rolled
shoot.
open.
Yep,
Yeah.
my bad. Hold up, let me do that.
Go check your
Yeah.
DMs.
There you go.
Ash gets the impression that she absolutely adores this dragon and finds them fascinating. Well, Saleh is not so sure.
No hero point either. So sad.
Big sad. So there's like, she just hates this autistic dragonborn. How dare she? I'm like, oh,
We went
she clearly just thinks she likes weird people.
we went from racism to sexism and now we're at ableism. What the fuck is
Exactly.
happening?
Well, just to be clear, Zali hasn't said anything.
So Cash has also said mostly nothing. Speaking of, as she finishes that, Cash is just gonna pick up his tablet and like look like he's mindlessly scrolling for a moment, and then he's gonna get look at like he's got a bit of a serious face and says, uh, "Excuse me, I must walk out for a moment," and he walks out a little bit to the side, and then he turns on his kinetic aura, and then uses whisper on the wind to tell Seeker that uh she was that she was definitely absolutely lying about the prop room thing, and she did this almost suspicious extra suspicious. You might want to take most of what she says with a grain of salt. I believe it was that.
Silently noted.
Yeah. I believe that's what I got that message for.
So, sorry, I missed that. What?
Hmm.
I
Which
missed
part
what
did
you
you
said.
miss?
All of it.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
I said that I go outside after looking like I needed to answer an email or something on my tablet thing. I turn on my kinetic aura and I use Whisper on the Wind to silently send a message to Seeker that the lady was definitely lying about the prop room scenario. The whole thing. And then we should take what she said with a grain of salt. And then I said, that out of character that I believe that's what I got that said. That's where I got that from because I believe that's what the
Okay.
result
Yeah.
was for. Yeah. I believe that's what that other sense motive was about. That gained me that. I then pretend to answer an email for a minute. I have to turn off my kinetic aura so I don't walk in with the metal bits flying all around me.
Zali will kind of like raise an eyebrow at this, but otherwise won't say anything.
So what do you do?
Seeker also just kind of gives Cash a weird look while they do that, and then tries not to let anything show on their face.
You're wearing a skull. You're fine. Is it weird?
Seeker
I
is in
just
fact
can't
wearing a
blink.
skull. It's hard to tell what Seeker's expression is at any given moment, except
just
for their
look at-
eyes.
I just look at my big old tablet phone. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta answer something. I gotta go do something. Bye. Come back a minute later.
Well, unless anyone else has any other questions, I think we should go find this dragon person to talk to.
Sorry, if I may, one more question, then we'll leave you be. You said your mystery man or woman or person had a mask on. Did you happen to get a good look at it?
Yeah, it seemed to be made out of some kind of wood. Covered their
What did it look
entire
like?
face. It wasn't really distinctive. It wasn't like an animal mask or anything. It looked more like just something intended to hide the entirety of their face.
I see. Well, thank you so much. You've been very helpful, and I look forward to seeing your performance later.
Well, I look forward to having you in my audience.
Thank you very much.
Been a pleasure.
Alright, so all of you head to the dragon.
I guess so.
I'm down.
Seeker's
Indeed.
gonna stop by Cash real quick after they've walked away from the fox and back down the hallway and mutter, "What made you think that they were lying?"
They definitely did not look like the superstitious type.
Hmm.
They also just they spoke oddly and they had a look on their face. They twitched.
They've had a look on their face this entire time. I wonder if anything they said was entirely true.
I guess we will get more information as we ask any of the other cast.
Roll
Yep.
will saves.
Uh-oh.
Hold us.
Terrifying sentence. Let's go.
Gucci. That ain't kosher. 27.
That ain't kosher.
Pretty decent.
That's not too swell.
That's shabby.
It's pretty good for me. Yeah.
I know, I just think it's funny to keep just coming up with the same different renditions of the same sentence.
Okay, so
Give me a second on mine. Laptop blue screen, so I'm loading things up again.
Oh shit.
I will roll yours then.
I'll be right back.
We will likely get more information to see how the other cast, the rest of the cast, feels about this person. They seem like someone who are great other people.
As each of you walk into the room, everyone but Zale, as you each open the door and walk into the room, everyone but Zale is completely certain that they are about to fall endlessly into the depths of space. Zale realizes, however, that Zale is able to keep the presence of mind to realize that there is actually ground beneath their feet, solid ground, even if it looks like space.
What in the what? Ah! Start falling.
Seeing everybody fall over, Zale will kind of attempt to kind of keep them steady, but Cash might be too big for him. I don't know.
I fall on you and I make everyone else fall with me.
You notice the soft light of what you imagine to be stars and a moon in the distance. And as you travel towards the moon, you are eventually able to make out a black scaled dragon who almost seems to have white stars all along her wings. She's reading a book, quietly seeming to relish the silence.
I will just excitedly whisper, "Yes, it's a nightmare. Wait, they still do better here?"
Why are we falling?
Maria seems more intrigued than upset.
Seeker is dizzy.
Trying not to be crushed, or at least not to be smothered, Zale is just kind of pushing up on Cash to try and get out from under him.
We're in a hole.
You can kind of hear, like, muffled from under him, "It's just a storeroom."
Oh, what room? Why is everything spinning?
Why is there a hole in a theater?
Oh, and am I still coming over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marginally.
Kava will, after recovering, just go up to the dragon and pull a book from their bag and offer it to them without a word.
She
While
takes
they're
the
doing
book.
that,
Your friends have very loud thoughts.
Kava will just laugh and say it in mine aren't loud.
Who the fuck is
Yours are pleasantly colored. They match the environment well.
Ah, well, fair enough then.
You can just
Look.
hear Zale muffledly saying, "I'm sorry."
Kava will then say, well, if there's one thing I know is that if the Nightwing is reading a book, always offer them more.
You have been taught well. You come seeking knowledge of the threat, the danger to this theater.
Something to that effect.
Right. Reading thoughts.
It's also that I had a vision of a bunch of adventurers possibly being able to stop the bomb threat.
Are you the seer that we were told about?
Yes,
Interesting. They didn't mention that it was someone within the theater.
the Dragonborn have typically always been the seers of great prophecy. Not all of them, but more often than not. At least when
Zali,
there is one.
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Zali will finally push himself out from under Cash. Very sorry about that. My friends aren't exactly used to star rooms.
I like it. It's very peaceful.
I do
Well, we
too.
are
It's
sorry to disturb your peace.
a very tranquil environment. One gets to appreciate the stars more closely than we get to.
So then,
So just
you want to hear about the vision I had?
Indeed.
Kava will seem to think and say, they always said that getting involved in Nightwing prophecies is a bad idea. I'm
can I have Zale roll dragon lore to see if he knows what a Nightwing prophecy is?
Sure.
Okay. Well, not today.
What knowledge check would I roll since I don't have dragon lore?
Occult.
19.
You do not know. Also, we're
Okay.
gonna take a break as I get some incredible chai.
Oh, okay.
Third is killing me.
Ah, that tea was just what I needed to wake me up. It unfortunately just took me a minute to drink it.
Whether you'd call it fortunately or unfortunately, at this point
Yeah.
I've cut like
Hmm.
most sugar and all caffeine from my diet.
Why?
Why? Because it's not good for me.
Same here. I'm never drinking caffeine again. Fuck that shit.
Ethan,
I would die.
Well, I'm still alive, so that's all I can say.
Caffeine
I
don't
don't
wake me up anyway.
I don't drink a lot of caffeine, but I do have either 1 cup of coffee or 1 serving of gamer subs a day, and then occasionally a cup of tea in the afternoon. But if I don't have that cup of coffee in the morning, I just feel gross. Like my digestive tract doesn't work right. I can't
That's
focus as well.
Mm,
Although you also have to remember I was on ADHD meds from like the time I was 12, so my body got used to being on stimulants constantly, and so without them my body doesn't know how to function.
fair enough.
alright.
I will say, it is kind of unfortunate that being a thaumaturge, all of my lore rolls have been shit.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll succeed one eventually. You know, it's funny, I just realized that I ended up playing as my Zonai character, and that kind of helps me fit the, I don't want to say otherworldly nature of my character. He's obviously not from around here, but I realize now I could have done that just as well if I just played a human instead.
Okay, but like Zonai is fun.
I'm just saying, it's kind of interesting when you put it like that, right? They're
It's,
both just as alien to this world.
this is true. I think the Zonai would be less alien, honestly, on account
Yeah,
of everybody being,
because at
furries.
least they're a foey.
Oh, Bowie.
Jeepers, I'm a foey.
I think it's cool. I was kind of delighted to see the appearance. I was like, wait a minute. I know what that is.
I get that reference.
Mm. Right, make sure that you have your drinks in your bathrooms, break, and all of that other jazz.
My bathroom is properly broken. I'm ready to go.
Excellent.
Also, I just want to say Otter Maridon.
Aberrant.
I'm not like the Otter Maridons.
Not like the Aberrants. Otteriden. Slugcat.
Slugcat be sluggin'.
Slugcat do be sluggin'.
You know, I'm pretty sure there are Slugcat bases I could use if I wanted to make my own character. I'm sure there's one out there.
Definitely.
But I also don't have any money.
I could like edit Seeker's line art if you wanted to borrow that. I kind of don't have the
I'll-
energy to draw shit right now, but I could do that at least.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
But otherwise, I will not ask anything of you at the moment.
Okie doke.
Well, because see, not only would I have to acquire base, I'd also have to resubscribe to Photoshop, so... Or I'd have to find some alternative.
You're talking to a bunch of artists. We have free programs.
I bet.
There's
Fire
Gimp,
out Alpaca. Sorry.
Fire Alpaca,
Metabang Paint.
Metabang, Krita. Krita is the one I use for drawing.
Rita was my first one.
I actually really like Krita.
I mean, well, it's not going to be drawing, because I can't do that. It's just going to be for, like, editing and coloring bases. So, I mean, a little
you
bit
can
of
do that with
drawing,
it.
but mostly layering stuff.
Yeah.
If you want something with all the tools that Photoshop is
Anyway,
available for, that would
don't-
be GIMP.
Okay.
Just be careful of not saying anything about anything that might be pirated, just as a reminder.
All
No,
the
we're just
programs
talking about
mentioned
free
are
I know,
open source.
I'm just
Yeah.
making sure.
We're not soliciting pirating at all. All these programs are free to use, except for Photoshop, which is not.
Unless it's in D&D, and then we go on a pirate adventure and go Yarharg.
Yes. Anyways, where were we?
We were
Dragon.
talking to the Dragon Seer. I mean, that's not too special. I see dragons. Am I a Dragon Seer?
Maybe.
You're currently seeing a dragon, so I think you are.
Well, I'm not seeing anybody.
Oh,
Okay, now that I have my wonderful magic drink of caffeinated goodness,
Water.
yippee. What?
listen, the cat needs a lot of caffeine to drink.
Oh god, don't give the cat caffeine.
It's not caffeine, it's caffeine.
I meant to say that. It came out as caffeine by accident.
Cat
I'm a little
feline.
tired.
Suddenly,
Are you?
the dragon's eyes turn from a rich purple to a blank white, which she begins to intone. The oldest place was not for show, But for those who want to know, pink and yellow does it swirl, this world's very sacred pearl. Now the house may come to shift, though only from adventurers swift. By the yellow her mind corrupt, her performance must be upped. Beware the cat that's not your friend, though her help she'll eventually end. Curse your journey she may just, yet bear that curse you inevitably must. Should the show not be stopped, you may find the colors swapped. Awaken the god of old, the goddess of every story told. Should you find the power hidden, the yellow enemy may be ridden. She then turns to normal again.
Yellow?
A goddess of every story ever told. That's obviously Shayla. Or I guess you'd use the
Can I make a
setting
religion
appropriate
check on
name.
that?
I beg of you to please send that, because I am not going to be able to catch all of it.
What? Paolo, I believe in your capacity to remember this. It's so
You
easy and
There's
simple.
only
It's
4
barely a
different
few
than
lines long. I think you can
anyone.
handle it.
You should know better than anyone.
I know better than anyone your hidden potential.
No.
I believe in you, Paolo.
Don't. give me the backup.
Your
I'm gonna
DMs.
blow up. Thank you.
You send me to me as well.
Okay, I will send it to you, but I'm deleting it, so you're gonna copy this into your notes.
Okay, where are you posting it?
General chat.
Too late. I've already copied it into my notes. Said this prophecy at us. Enter.
Paolo, on an unrelated note, you really should read Wings of Fire.
I've already read it, I just never finished it.
Paolo, on an unrelated note, you really should read Wings of Fire.
I have fucking read it before. I
But you
just haven't read book
finished it.
10.
I
We're
haven't.
on like book
I need-
15.
I should like what? There's 15 of them. What the fuck?
I think we're on book 14, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm
that
not
15 is
counting
out.
the Leaf Wing things. I'm thinking about the fucking the Moon Watcher books right now.
Wait, you have to read the leafing things. Paolo.
Well, yeah, but
Paolo?
I'm not talking. I will. I'm just not talking about them at the moment. I'm talking about the Moon Watcher shit because that's where I stopped because everything got really confusing.
What?
I was like in junior high when I was reading that shit. So
Oh.
I was younger and my brain was a little stupid. But if I go back now, I will probably understand it better.
I was in 2035 when I first started reading it.
Okay. By the way, you'll have 5 minutes to copy that down to your notes.
Also, just wanted to say that Photo P is literally just a free version, is a free equivalent of Photoshop. It
Okay.
basically works like exactly like Photoshop,
Okay,
but
You
it's
know,
free.
wait,
And
focusing-
it's web based.
Okay.
focusing on the
I just had
game.
to say it.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go.
Anyway.
Do any of you respond to her?
You went all out for us.
Well, go ahead.
Do you do this for everybody? Not just the special adventurers?
Just the special adventures. And some of the people who start screaming in terror when they see a prophecy being delivered because they don't know better. Actually, probably do know better in some cases.
Kava will just say, usually prophecies tend to be things that span the course of 2 months.
Just two.
I don't know. I once heard of this incredible prophecy that actually lasted several years, and for some reason, a queen started hunting children because of it.
Ugh.
Ew.
It's okay, no one liked her.
What, did she die or something?
Probably.
Fun.
It pays to be a queen who could be bribed with jewelry.
Does it?
Sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Well, yeah, other times, the guillotine.
Hmm. Okay. Secret doesn't know what the fuck to say to any of this. A cat that's not our friend? Who here is a cat?
You are, aren't you?
I'm a slugcat. There is a difference, thank you very much.
You're
Well-
welcome?
Our witchy friend has a cat.
Actually, they're a
feel
fairy
the-
dragon now, aren't they?
Guardian?
Ishar pops out from under Maria's dress. Did someone ring? I was taking my 18-hour nap.
Why would
Uh,
you nap in a bag when you could nap under the sun in the canopy?
I haven't taken an 18-hour nap in ages. I need to hibernate.
I actually take my naps in a tattoo on her hip.
Not a tattoo.
Seeker.
Perhaps.
You should know, taking 18-hour naps is very
Exactly.
cat-like of you.
That is very true.
My kind's used to it.
Kava will then stare at Ishar and say, Oh, and Guardian, is Ishar still a cat?
He's a dragon cat thing.
Okay. That's what we were trying to figure out. So Kava will just stare at Ishar and say, Are you a cat that's not our friend, though?
Ishar blinks at them. Are you a friend of Maria's?
You know, we've just met. I suppose friendship could come.
Well, then
I'd
that
like-
answers your question. If you are a friend of my master, you are a friend of mine. Otherwise, I'm going back to sleep.
You know, truly, I'd like to imagine you all are my friends, but I understand for most people I come off as very eccentric. I'd like to consider you my friends, but I understand if you cannot consider me as such. But we are adventurous together, alas. I'm sure we'll eventually become friends one day.
You seem nice. I just hope you stick around.
I don't
Already
plan on
soon.
leaving anytime soon.
Maria rolls her eyes, and I highly doubt that my familiar is going to curse our journey.
So back to my question. Who around here is a cat? Or cat folk, to be more specific.
I mean, have we met any cats on our journey? I don't remember. That have been particularly sided with us.
I mean, we just came from a guild full of cats.
Oh, yes, but I have a feeling that guild that was simply an illusion upon them.
I mean, wait, there is no illusion? I like,
Oh, that's my guess. Simply that it
I-
was an illusion to keep their identity safe
well,
Make
I
it-
don't know.
from new
Oh,
people.
go ahead.
Can I make a knowledge check about the pink and yellow? That seems significant.
Religion check.
while you roll that, Kava will just say, well, let's see. The guildmaster was a cat. The person who owns the cedar was a cat. There's this one lady in the library when I came out of the book that was also a cat. And I saw a few more around the benches. There's a lot of cats there.
I think the next part we should be considering is the help that she'll eventually lend. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I feel this implies we haven't met them yet.
You are
Uh,
aware that um, you're aware that certain places, the cedar among them, consider yellow a venerated color, though not quite why. Just that it seems to be of some sort of spiritual importance.
well, yellow is of spiritual importance to theaters, although I'm not sure why. Maria looks through a book she pulls out of her bag of holding. I've found references to it before, but not an explanation as to what the yellow means.
Zale will turn back to the Shadow Wing?
Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Although Kava will say, well, where I come from, yellow is usually amusement or surprise, but I don't know if that's relevant.
If I may ask, Nightwing Sia, do you know what yellow means to these people?
That's to you, Papa. Wait, is it?
No,
Oh,
to the
did I miss
Nightwing.
you that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the traditions of this place. Though, to be honest, I did kind of notice that the cat who's managing this whole production was wearing a pink earring. It's probably coincidence, though.
Mm.
Well, unfortunately, in my previous line of work, and I'm sure to assume my current line of work, is that there's no such thing as true coincidence.
Oh, sure there is. There's all sorts of coincidences. Things just happen together at the same time all the time. Like, for instance, I might say that I'm hungry for potato, and then you also have the same kind of hunger at the same time. And then there's nothing deeper about it.
No, but the cat that's not our friend, who's invested enough in us finding the truth of this to hire a bunch of adventurers when the local enforcement can't do any of the work for her. And the pink of her earrings, the yellow. If it's significant to this place, maybe she has more of a connection to it than she's letting on.
All things considered, she was actually lying to us about the authorities thing because realistically, we were the adventurers in this particular dragon's visions. She probably figured that out.
Mm.
She did say she went to see the seer before she came to see us.
Sia, did you give the producer the same prophecy you gave us?
Yes. She said that she would, out of respect for my tribe, she would go to the Adventurers Guild and see what fate threw at this problem. That's why I was expecting you. I actually
Also-
lied about the whole mind reading thing. I can't do that.
Ah, damn. So you only have one of the two.
I'm also quite concerned with the last verse of that prophetic poem. Awaken the god of old. The old gods are generally not something you want to awaken.
It
I'm not
kind of
familiar with your old
depends.
gods.
It kind of depends. Some of the old gods are the ones that actually created this place, that were the ones responsible for the truce and peace that has prospered here.
I have always been a fan of letting sleeping gods lie, personally.
Yes, but this one is. I don't believe this one would be necessary. It's clearly speaking of Lady Shaitlin.
I could not say who the prophecy speaks of. I am only responsible for delivering it.
Indeed, don't shoot the messenger.
As can only be expected. To deliver the prophecy, I mean, not shoot the messenger.
Yes, but that's very clearly what that last paragraph is. Alright, so
It's oddly ominous. Some great change is going to happen should the show continue. I don't know if that means a bomb is going to go off, if an old god is going to awaken, if somebody's going to make a grand declaration of war in front of the royalty.
No, it's saying that if the show is not stopped, then you might find a color swap. So that means that the show not stopping will cause that. It says, "Awaken then the god of old," and then you should, God's every story told, find the power hidden, and you find the yellow enemy may be written. That means, that that means that it's telling us to awaken, the goddess, if that were to happen. And then the enemy will be gotten rid of.
If the enemy is yellow, and yellow is of importance to the theta,
Oh, god damn it. We're fighting the Yellow King, aren't we? God damn it.
That's what I was thinking when I first heard the word yellow.
We're in a
Is
theater,
this a-
huggy
is it-
yellow. God
Why are
Is this
you
in
so
character, or-
conditioned? Why are you so conditioned to connect those things?
Gee,
I
I
was in
fucking
a-
wonder. Why could
I
that
was in a
possibly be, Rathana?
3-year campaign where the main bad guys was the cultist of the Yellow King. The yellow guy from fucking Lovecraft. It ended this year.
Pastor.
Kava will say, there are a few things we probably already know about the prophecy. We know about a certain. If you think about the second part there, by the yellow hair Minecraft, her performance must be up. We do seem to remember a certain actress talking about seeing a strange person who kept showing up when she was entranced to follow them. How do we know that her mind hasn't already been corrupted?
That's true. She did seem
Given, especially given out of anyone here whose performance must be up. Also, if you're going for the oldest place, it's not for show. For those who want to know, usually a place you want to go if you want to know something is a library.
Are you suggesting we do research for something?
You
Dunno,
suggested we do homework.
but I think that somewhere in this property involves the library. We just haven't gone there yet.
The last part of that sentence was disappeared into the ether.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Don't know, but as far as I can tell, the prophecy seems to involve a library. We just probably haven't gone there yet.
You should do well to interview the other cast members.
Yes, it would be pertinent.
Yes, I'm sorry. We've been making a lot of noise, making a lot of conjecture. I'm not sure. You're quite fond of that.
What do you think about the? I forgot what. I didn't know if we got the name of the actor we just talked to. Forgot that they were a fox.
I think
right?
we just know them as the the fox.
They were a fox, right?
You did not get their name, and correct. The dragon, though, is someone who you've also not asked for her name.
What is your name, by the way?
Moongazer.
Moongazer. Okay. Do you know the fox's name? We somehow spoke to them for a fair bit and never gathered the name.
Which there are a few kitsune.
So the one that is extremely, extremely proud of their performance capabilities.
Oh, that's Hestia.
Hestia?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like her. She will tell you almost anything if you write a poem for her.
Mm.
Really?
I'll certainly keep that in mind.
Do you know her well?
No, she just asked to listen to one of my poems, and then she just basically glowed. Well, really glowed. She lit on fire, but it doesn't seem to hurt her when she does that. She only does it when you read her poetry, though.
If nothing else, you are certainly a prophetic poet.
I like to
Yeah.
think so.
So you enjoy her company then? All right.
I like to think we've spent a good few late nights just reading together. Enjoyable late nights.
uh,
At one
Did you
point, we
notice
made a
anything weird
blanket
about
for it
them?
in the prop department and just spent the entire night taking turns reading.
Okay. Did you notice anything odd about them recently?
I mean, she's eccentric, and she always seems to be walking in random places throughout the theater, but I imagine that's just part of her process.
Also,
Science motive. Oh, but damn it. Yeah. I'm gonna see if they actually are like them or telling them the truth about this.
I'll refrain my question until after we're done with that.
So what are you trying to do?
I want to see if they actually like them or if they're actually telling the truth and not just saying other things to throw us off.
She seems like she's being completely honest with you. Like nothing that she would ever tell you could ever be a lie. Also, you get a hero point.
Only
Hero
someone
what?
got it.
Oh, get a hero point?
Yes,
Yeah.
0 point.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's get it, baby.
You're completely convinced at her honesty, though. She's probably one of the most honest souls that you've ever met.
They do seem a little autistic, and that does track.
Are I mean this in the nicest way possible. Are you sure you're not clocking the GM and not the character?
I mean, both can be true.
Okay, are we doing the otter or the dragonfly?
I
As they
don't know if we finished with the dragon yet.
Oh, do you have any other questions?
Yes, you said you made a blanket for the prop department.
I made a blanket for it in the prop department.
And she never went there.
No, we went there together.
You said you spent some nights with her, yes?
Yeah.
Did you ever spend the night in the prop department?
Well, yeah, a few times. There's this incredible little nook that almost no one goes to, and we managed to make that incredible blanket for it, and it still stands. Like, eventually I'll put all the stuff back, of course, but like, while I'm here, I just kind of want to enjoy it.
Did you ever
Alright.
see her sleepwalking when you did that?
Come to think of it, there were a number of mornings rather, where I woke up and she wasn't there. I did think at one point that she was just an early riser, but one of the times when I caught her leaving, she just didn't seem herself.
Has she mentioned any odd dreams?
Sometimes I catch her shaking in the night, and no matter how hard I tried to wake her, I couldn't do anything.
Alright. Hmm.
Do you think the stress from the upcoming performance has taken a toll on her?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I imagined it was. We all get nerves, and sometimes people just talk a big game to hide it. It's kind of sad, honestly, because I really wish that people, well, would just be a bit more honest, intuitive, if you would. Thoughts and
Have you
actions
seen
matching.
Have you seen any aberrations around the theater? Like ghosts or whatnot?
Um, Not really, no. I just get so into my role that I don't think about stuff like that.
Have you seen any of the other actors acting strangely?
Uh, well, now that you mention it, that otter folk, the Blackford one, they're really, really strange. Like, they're super, super nice on the outside, but like every single time, I just get the sense that they're thinking of revenge. There's like this bloodthirsty side to them, and it's really no idea where it comes from, honestly.
Did you ever talk to them about it?
Um, Not really. I like, how would you reach that kind of conversation?
No, of course. I understand if you can't. It's a very socially taxing thing, and I wouldn't blame you for not doing that, but I hope you understand. We're just trying to piece together the picture, shall you say. There's a story developing here, and a lot of different moving pieces we're not yet aware of.
Kava will just say, I mean, the best way to broach that kind of subject is to get them to read the Mountain Count and Kudzu, and if they are really into it, there could be a reason.
The what?
It's a book.
Alright.
Yes, I suppose so, but I mean more. Why is it helpful here? What is it about?
Oh, it's about someone who seeks or goes on a vengeance quest.
Oh,
I see.
Alright. Do you have any enemies? I asked the dragon kid because I forgot their name.
I'm Moongazer.
Right, Moongazer.
moon.
What? You act like that's a reference to something.
No,
It
no, no.
probably-
What are you talking about?
It probably is, but I just don't know what from. Probably Wings of Fire.
I thought it sounded funny just because it sounded like you said Moongeezer.
I did say the name of the character earlier.
Mm.
Well, I did once make an enemy of these different queens, but they've since been stopped and they're kind of dead now. So, no, I don't have any living enemies.
Queens.
Yeah. There's also this one person who's kind of a shapeshifter, but they're probably gone now.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably.
That's probably not true.
Excuse
As
me.
these things seem to turn out usually. Could you give us more information about these people that you've made enemies with?
Well, no, I don't know all of the different forms that they take, so I don't know how
Just
they'd
in
be
general.
hiding.
Just in general. Just give us any information you have about these queens and the shapeshifter.
Well, there was this one queen who ruled over this tribe of dragons, and, well, I helped her daughter beat her in trial by combat, and she was pretty pissed until she died.
Ah.
As for the shapeshifter, I really couldn't say much about them. They've always seemed like a bit of a chameleon, honestly.
I'm gonna throw myself into the wall. Sigh.
You have no knowledge of their motives or how did you make an enemy of this shapeshifter? What was the
Well, they
intent?
were working for the queen, and I basically had them banished from the kingdom. They really liked like shiny jewelry and stuff, and without the queen, they didn't get that anymore, and they were basically forced to be a commoner.
I see. I see. So, and there was just one queen you made an enemy of?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
certainly more queens than I've made enemies of.
true. Does not tend to happen often.
Probably a good idea to not make queens your enemy as much as possible.
Well, I try not to as well, but sometimes they're just really, really mean to your fellow dragon friends because they feel like they can exploit your one who is always on fire.
Truthfully, I can't say I relate to that.
Well,
I can't say I relate to the friend being on fire, but I can understand what it's like to have a very powerful person take advantage of your friends.
Kava will just say, well, you know, you always got to help your friends when they're in peril.
Alright, well.
It's endless. It's fucking endless.
Before we move on to try and talk to anybody else, can you show us to the prop room?
You're probably gonna need a specific key for that. Like,
you
I've
have
got
one?
one, but I'm the only one allowed to use it.
Well, can you take us there? You've been given permission to search.
No, I understand that, but I mean that in a really specific way. The key
As in
only
you,
works
the only
for
one
one
that's
person.
able to. Okay. And does the Hestia also have her own key?
Yeah. High-ranking members, people who've worked at the theater for a long time, are able to grant access to more people, but we get specialized keys that only let ourselves in.
I see.
It's one of the many security measures the theater takes.
Makes sense. Well, does anyone else have any questions?
Kava will just say, before we go, I just want to say, if we ever do meet again, we should totally get mango smoothies.
You know, something about me gives me the impression that you would absolutely adore a mega mango mirage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can I try one more time to roll Draconic Lore to see if dragons like mango smoothies?
Oh my god.
Go for it. Go for it.
Please God, high in heaven.
Keep rolling and pebble.
It's okay.
Have
It's
you
okay.
have you tried asking the dragon?
I'm not mad.
Yes. Are mangoes something that dragons particularly like?
Well, I'm not a fan. Like, they're not my favorite fruit, but like, I definitely know a lot of dragons who love them.
I see.
Everyone in my tribe loves them.
I see.
But wait, if mango isn't your favorite fruit, what is your favorite fruit? Kava says, squinting their eyes at Moongazer.
I personally like pineapple.
Oh, I like pineapple too.
Is pineapple the second most favorite fruit for dragons?
It's just one of my favorite. It reminds
see.
me of some of my favorite dragons, one of which I look to as a queen.
I see.
Bleh, pineapple.
Well,
What? What's wrong with pineapple?
Acidic flavored cardboard.
Like,
Cardboard.
I know
Yeah,
that
pineapple. Sorry.
I know a lot of people aren't a fan of her, but she's just a ray of sunshine in my life. Very sunny person.
Oh my god.
Mm.
I don't get the reference. I don't know which character named Pineapple.
Telling me off for not reading Wings of Fire, apparently. I'm the only fucking other person getting these references besides you two.
Yes, that is correct. Because I have not read it.
Who
Kava
reads
will just
books?
say,
Cringe.
Give
Kava
me
will
some.
just Kava will just say, well, personally, the queen where I live, she's rather glorious.
I'm gonna punch you. And it's gonna hurt.
Oh, I get it. Her name is Glory.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to move on to the otter?
I want to go and ask whoever the person in charge was to see if we can get some keys to go look in the prop room, or at least one of us can get keys to look in the prop. Get key to look in the prop room.
All right, we'll investigate keys, and then we'll go to the otter dressing room.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, she said that she wanted
this
you to
person.
conclude your investigation by speaking to the actors first.
Okay. I feel like someone should go
Well, we can't stay talking to this person forever. We have to go ask otter people as well.
God damn it, motherfucker! Fuck you.
Hee.
Hey, if I'm having to withstand these puns, I'm gonna make some of my own, damn it.
Yours weren't even good puns, dude.
Shut up! It was a wonderful pun.
No,
Anyway,
yours
where do
was
we
fine.
begin?
Everyone else's
Oh.
was. David.
Oh my god.
Hey, I just have a honest question. When we go to speak to the otter, are we going to take a slide down into the dressing room so that way we can see them on the other side?
Maybe.
God damn it.
So anyway, the next room that you enter has a lot of bars. Like a jungle gym. Seeker, roll perception and reflex.
Oh, literal bar. I thought you
Okay.
meant like alcohol.
Perception. Reflex. Was that supposed to be hidden or anything? Or is
Nope.
it just good? Jesus Christ!
Yay, I'm not the only one getting bad rolls. Ha 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 ha.
Should I just fucking fail at everything, or should I try to use a hero point to try to save one of these rolls?
Your choice.
I really couldn't say personally. I think it'd be really funny if Seeker accidentally got killed. Because
okay,
he didn't do
Seeker's
that.
not gonna die. Seeker's not gonna die. Seeker's not gonna die.
I don't know. You know what? It's fine, because I think it would just be really funny if this Seeker just fucked everything up this one time.
My lore character hasn't been able to lore for at least 3 sessions. You'll be fine.
Well,
Let's see
you
what
should
happens when
use
Seeker just fucking fails
for that
everything.
mustache review.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, a spear flies right into Seeker,
The piece of-
dealing 56 damage.
Jeez.
Okay, well, it wasn't so funny, actually. I was expecting a banana peel or something.
Nope.
Howie.
Okay.
Roll for initiative.
A loud hissing noise filled the space. The evil slayer has appeared at last, and I shall reap vengeance upon you.
What?
The what has appeared?
The evil slayer. The
The
slayer
evil
who is
sla-
evil, to be clear.
The evil slayer? What did I fucking do? I didn't do anything. Why am I the evil
You
slayer?
reap the lives of the innocent.
Kava will just call out, that's a pretty spurious accusation you're making there.
Especially considering we just met you. Why don't you calm down for a minute and let's talk it out. I'm gonna make a diplomacy check.
I have to hear parts while I'm dying.
I'm gonna use my hero point on that. And I got a worse roll.
Excellent.
Oh, fuck
This
me.
one killed my kin. You all reek of their blood.
What are you talking about?
You're gonna have to be more specific. We're adventurers.
I don't remember killing any kings, so.
Kin, I believe is what they said.
Well, what do they look like? Seeker's a little
You don't see them.
preoccupied, I
They're
can't look.
hidden. They're hidden in the
Oh.
bars. You smell of my dead kin. Dozens of them. You slew them.
It's kind of impossible for Seeker to go pale, but whatever the Slugcat equivalent of it is, that's it.
Maria turns around and stuffs a health potion down his throat.
Seeker chokes on the glass bottle being shoved into their esophagus.
Now hush, dear. The adults are talking.
Being adult.
You will pay the price for daring to come after you slew all of them. You
Seeker
are an
pulls
evil greater than even the vultures.
Seeker pulls all of the pearls that they got from Captain Flogger out and holds them up frantically.
Roll perception.
What are you even talking about? Just keep it. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You know, I think I would have remembered slaughtering an entire clan of somebody's.
You don't
Yeah.
see anything, but suddenly the pearls disappear from your hands and you feel a gust of wind.
Kava will just say, I get I'm pretty sure that Seeker seems to be the one that they're referring to here. None of the rest of us. What is Seeker's secret backstory here?
Secret? Some of you were there.
What are you talking about? We never killed the king. That
They're
would have
not
made
talking
blue.
about you. They're talking about me.
Well, yes, but you're saying. But you said we were there. Then if we were there,
It was
someone
a
was there.
horrible accident. Oh, I never should have drawn that card.
Oh, I mean when all those dead things showed up right next to
Uh-huh.
us. Oh, you
Uh-huh.
see, this is why you never draw cards from people you don't trust and know.
Why do you think I was freaking out about it?
A black-furred otter folk that looks almost identical to a scavenger suddenly drops from the bars in front of Seeker.
Seeker screams.
Very well.
not
I
doing-
accept your offering. You have paid the price.
Shaky thumbs up, arm trembling.
Oh, all right. Now that we've gotten the pleasantries out of the way, we came in here to talk to you, not exchange spears and insults.
Kava will just say, I think we found out their vengeance quest, though, so that solves that mystery.
Seeker scrambles and hides behind Cash.
Very well, you have offered pearls. You may have the answer to a few of your questions.
We are here to help with the security of the play tonight, but we would like to know some background from each of you, from each of the people that works here. Are you aware of any specific people that would want to stop the play from happening or threaten the theater?
Vultures. They are everywhere, and they will slay everything that they can. They will try to eat you, no matter what you are. If you're a lizard, if you're a dragon, vultures.
Maria is just anybody who's standing behind Maria sees her write nutter in her notebook and then circle it several times.
Kava will just say,
Seeker smacks Maria.
Kava will just say, the last time I met a vulture, they had a lot of skull tattoos.
Okay, well,
They have
Have
skull
you-
tattoos while I have one of their skulls.
have you seen any of your fellow actors, fellow cast members, or other crew that have been acting odd, strangely, sleepwalking?
I have seen again sneaking off to do unspeakable things with the fox.
Can you say, Erica, who was it? It was, who is he talking about? Did you say the dragon and
Yeah.
the fox?
Yeah.
Okay. Can that insight check to say what he means is with unspeakable things? Are they
Feel free.
together? Are they gay? Are they gay? They're gay, aren't they? 1d6. Yeesh.
Are you kidding me?
You gain a single hit point.
I do not know what they do, what forbidden arcane rituals they perform in the prop department, but I have heard them. I have heard them muttering the old tomes. I have heard their sinister giggles. I have heard their laughter. They plot, they scheme, they read strange words for hours.
Okay. All right.
Do you mean they've been reading aloud?
In a different language?
They seem to think about this for a bit. You know, that does explain some of it.
Are
Kava
you?
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
Maria circles Nutter again in her notebook.
Nutter.
Okay.
Racist.
Kava will just ask, are you a prosecutor or a defense lawyer? Because looking around, I could say that you passed the bar exam with flying colors.
There are no courts where I come from, just mountains of dead lizards who tried to eat me.
Excuse me.
Prosecution.
Have you been experiencing a lot of stress recently? Has this upcoming play been a difficult thing for you to get into?
They're
No,
not
it's actually-
crazy. We're from the same place.
No,
You
actually,
are
there's-
crazy girl.
No, actually, this play has been incredibly peaceful and a welcome change. I really want to get into acting more now that I know that it feels so liberating.
Are you sure you haven't been acting this whole time? You've set up a whole song and dance for us.
I had set up a whole song and dance. I had sworn vengeance on this one for taking the lives of so many of my kin, and now that they have repaid their blood debt in pearls,
It was a
I will-
wind cyclone. It was an accident.
all has
Seeker,
been
let them
forgiven.
finish. Okay.
I don't trust you.
Question. Another question. Have you had any strange dreams recently?
Yes.
Can you tell us about them?
I have had dreams where I would go to a cafe and order coffee and just enjoy the food and drink and talk to people about my day and my upcoming plays. It's
Is that
very
it?
unusual for me.
'Tis a
Okay.
relatively peaceful dream.
All right. What are your usual dreams then?
My normal dreams are filled with lizards and vultures and droplings and all sorts of unspeakable evil creatures trying to devour me, all for me to wander a wasteland seeking out my parents and instead finding a sea and then ending up here.
I see.
Oh, that happened to you too, huh?
They nod solemnly.
I pull on my own notebook and I also write Nutter on it.
Why are all of you calling them crazy? They're just the same as I
You
am.
can't even
Look at
see
me.
me. I'm several feet taller than you. You can't even see it.
You look at me and tell me that I'm crazy.
You're
I just
crazy.
did earlier.
Fuck you.
When and where, Seiko? When and where?
See, I haven't been
Other
around.
than,
Oh.
go ahead.
As-
You go ahead.
okay. See, I haven't even been around this place long enough to know what's considered crazy and what's not.
Me, apparently.
None
None of you have seen what we have seen.
Other than our fair seeker here, do you have any enemies that are particularly ambitious against you?
You are never safe from the vultures or the lizards. They lurk everywhere, in the shadows. One day I may come to trust this theater, but that is not today.
Okay, so just vultures and lizards. All right.
And dropwigs. The dropwigs.
The what?
The
Wax!
dropwigs. The giant bugs with pincers like scythes. They wait on the ceiling. And then you walk underneath. And they kill you. You
Oh.
don't even feel it.
All right.
Why do you think I'm always checking the ceilings? They could be anywhere.
I assume it was because you were really small.
No, the dropwigs. They
Well,
could
you-
be anywhere. You never know. If you see a fruit on the ground, or a dagger or a spear or something, anything just laying there, always look up. Always.
Enough. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Useful questions
I have
that aren't from
so many
Secret.
questions, but none of them are relevant.
Fair enough. All right. I guess we're finished here.
The couple will just say, has there been anything here that doesn't match up with the horrors of your sorry, this doesn't match up with the horrors of the lands you've come from, but also seems like it might be a bit of a horror story for this place too.
I mean, there's the weirdo in the yellow robes that's constantly walking around places and disappearing.
See.
Oh, good, another collaboration on that.
Yes, good to that. At least that's true. Where do you see this figure showing up? You point us where?
Well, sometimes they're like in the audience. One time I saw them in the props department, and then there was this red circle with a bunch of weird letters in it. The next day.
I see.
You
Okay.
didn't look at it for too long, I hope.
Oh no, I don't look at weird red circles.
All right. Have you seen that Hesea, the very proud fox, do any besides spending their time in the prop department? Have you seen them walking about oddly, doing things that are not ordinary?
Oh, all the time. Whenever she's walking around, she pretends that there aren't any lizards out to get her.
Is that all?
Inconceivable.
Aside from the lizards, have you seen
Yes.
anything of her?
Yes, aside from that.
I mean, sometimes I wake up at night and I hear her just walking around. Even when you've got practice early. I really don't know how she manages to do that when auditions, not the auditions, rehearsal tends to be so intensive.
I see.
Do you think she's been working herself too hard?
But maybe, but I don't know how walking around a lot helps you fix that. You think she's crazy?
Mayhaps.
Possibly. You said she's not concerned with all the lizards around. Do you think she's been paranoid for anything else? Maybe something ephemeral, not real?
Well, I mean, yeah. She started, well, she picked up this one script, but it was like way thicker than the one that we were given, and she was practicing it. I don't know why she has a different script than everyone else. Well, my script is not like that.
That's what she was reading back there. I see. I see. It's all coming together now. Do you know where she got it from?
Uh, no. I just imagine that Loft gave it to her.
I see. Well, this has been an enlightening conversation. What was your name again? Sorry.
My name is Scav. That's what they
Scab.
call me. Scav. That's what they call me here.
Okay, Scav. Okay. Well, anyone else have any questions?
Well, mine's a bit of a tangent, so I'll go after the rest of you are done.
No one else?
No.
Oh, well, now this feels strange. If I may ask of you, Scav, assuming that we're all good, we're chill, groovy,
As people might say.
As the kids say.
if
I
we're
believe kids say
if we are
groovy.
friendly with each other, do you think I could, maybe when we're done, I could come back here and play around on your monkey bars?
Oh, absolutely, especially if you bring pearls. I really like pearls.
I'm so sorry, I don't have any on me, but
I need
like-
to find more.
do you like books?
You should always have pearls on you. Always.
It depends.
Well, I do.
Is it a book where the lizard and vulture characters all die a horrible death?
Well, it is a cookbook for adventurers, and with the amount of lizards and vultures we come across, I'm sure there are a few recipes involving their remains.
I have always wanted to try stewed vulture ever since I got here.
I'm so sorry, I'm very new to this. I haven't gotten any vultures or lizards yet, but I'll think of you if ever I pick some up.
Seeker knocks a fist on the side of their skull helmet.
Stewed vulture's really good.
Very well. I shall accept that as well as pearls if we meet again.
Well,
I
enough,
do like
then.
a good pearl necklace.
Alright. We should
Oh, I don't use them to make
Move on.
necklaces. I use them to make an anti-vulture pearl-powered ray gun.
Maria circles Nutter again and then walks out.
I write down. Wait.
How do you repel vultures like that?
Do you have any recipes for that? Any formulas that you could share with me?
No, I've been seeking help developing this technology.
I see.
And I know that it's going to require a lot of pearls. Pearls make the world go round. If you have enough of them, you could get anything.
I see. All right. Well, it was good talking to you. I write down that and I flip to a page in my little journal. There's just like a long list of things, and I write down Raygun in it.
Well, well, if you ever go,
Parentheses, anti-vulture, requires pearls for some reason. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Well, if we
Oh,
ever go
parentheses.
treasure hunting, we'll be certain to purloin some.
Oh my god.
Badum-ching.
Badum-ching.
Or badumtus, he says. Cash in character.
Badum-ching indeed.
Well, this was an enlightening and surprisingly fruitful conversation. Thank you, Scav. We will abscond. Goodbye.
I'll tell the other ones I gave you the pearls, right? You better tell the other ones I gave you the
I
pearls.
grab Seeker as
They nod.
Tell them!
I pick him up.
They
I
nod.
just walk
They
away.
will. Or so you think.
Seeker screams, tell them as they're dragged out of the room.
I just pick you right up, just like a little baby man. I'm just a little toddler.
You cannot contain me!
All right. Was that the last actor? Say to the others as per.
No,
as
we
I
have a
mentioned.
dragonfly still.
Oh, that's correct. Let's move on.
It
This is
is
just-
very late.
All right,
Yeah,
we
I
could
was
do that
about to
next
say the same.
session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Alright.
carry Seeker under my arm as we walk. I just go.
Under your arm, are you bipedal?
Yeah,
All
Okay.
right.
of course I am. Everyone is.
To stream, I will see you all later on
Goodbye.
Sunday. Love you. Hasta la vista.
Adios.
Hasta la vista.